Brother Sheik, Grand Sheik L. Love. I want you to turn your radio up. Prophet Noble Drew Ali is the man. I'm going to correct that sentence. Prophet Noble Drew Ali was a man. Just like those two men standing up there as well. And you said, and my problem here is that even though the buzzword body politic is being used, but the same divisive, selfish narrative seems to persist. Hold on, hold your mule. I got you, Shan. I lost interest in this effort, but you're here. From the first gathering, when Brother Jonathan Bay was shut out, he was disrespectful, and we allowed him to be disrespectful, and we're not going to do that anymore. I have heard nothing about Noble Drew Ali. Yes, you did. That's why I said turn your speaker up, because if we're talking about law, we're talking about ecclesiastical, we're talking about the same framework in which Noble Drew Ali put in place as well. So you may not heard the name, you heard the same process. So the same sovereignty that those two men, the same sovereignty that I myself, the same sovereignty of all the lords and nobles on this feed tonight, we had the same sovereignty as Noble Drew Ali. Check that at the door.
Islam.
The business of the Moorish body politics was not meant to be picked up by yes men. I think y'all are men of honor and valor. Loud professors. Yeah, he loud. That's why they call him Thundercloud. That's why the deity is called Shingo, because the thunder will clap and make a change. A change is coming. Change is here.
I want to add one thing.
Hold on. Or the pretended wise. Pretended wise. That's rude. We can run down your street and say the same thing. Grand Sheik. We can run down your same street and say pretended wise. What did he say? He needs a political structure. Sounds like mental masturbation. Sounds like illumination of the mind to me. Sounds like illumination of the mind to the other 64 people that's on here too. So this is what's going to happen. We're going to get into being respectable one to another, because if you can't see the unity, the horn that has been called, you are now being looked at as a gatekeeper of the oppressor. This is it's too much. It's too much going on out here. Too much.
Teach.
Our people are being shot down every second, thrown in these political prisons. And y'all want to continue playing this hallelujah in and out game with people.
Dogma.
This got to stop.
Dogma.
This got to stop. It's going to stop right here and right now. It's going to stop on this feed. Because if it's not about unity, it's about holding us back. And guess what? When it's time for us to swing, and if we can't see that you are for us, you're going to get hit too, because you are in the way. And the more we are holding the key to move forward. So it's time out for this unity. It's time back to take back what's been stolen for us. And if you are the one who's going to continue to steal from us and play these mental games talking about one man who ain't liberated us from a darn thing, and we still out here trying to fight. Don't play no games with me. I'll run all the way down your street. Because don't tell me I had to wait to be 44 years old and just even hear the word Noble Drew Ali. My mother's 70 and they never heard the word Noble Drew Ali. Don't with me. Please don't play with me, because this is nothing to be played with. We got nephews dying, children dying, all this, and y'all want to keep playing. The play is over. The play is over.
I say.
So you're going to be on this feed, you're going to be on this feed with respect. Other than that, you're going to be discontinued. And when it's time to swing, you may get hit, because I can't tell if you for us or against us.
Islam.
I just want to add a little something. It said that coming from a woman.
Wake up, Moors.
Of science and knowledge. I'm going to add and say this so that we don't deceive ourselves. Now, you can't tell me that, because I'm a jurist. I know all about Noble Drew Ali. I know he even taught him, a rabbi of a Zion church. Noble Drew Ali was taught more science by a Zion rabbi and more. A melanated, carbonated man brought Noble Drew Ali into a congregation, a Zion congregation, taught him more science. So when you're talking about we don't need nobody as Noble Drew Ali. And I'm a jurist. I have studied Noble Drew Ali. Noble Drew Ali talk about Moors and the Moabites. But Noble Drew Ali never taught about provincial government principles. He never taught about culture, that we lost our culture. He never taught about positive and negative law. He never talked about enforcing the treaties. He never talked about that we are distinct and separate as predators, and that we are under a higher status than the subjects, the British subjects. And that the United States is a corporation operating the bar co-benefactors of the crown. This was not taught. Social trusts was not taught. As a matter of fact, the role of the Grand Sheik was error, the way Noble Drew Ali did it. Because in the temple, they didn't have a sheik. They had priests. They had elders. What you mean elders? Keepers of philosophy, tradition, and wisdom. You had the seer and the temple, because you call it ecclesiastic now. You saying that Noble Drew Ali is the way to doing it. Then if that's the case, then why people go in jail, why more concentration camps are put up, why the people eating poison food, poison water legally by a government body, why they're more brainwashed, why there's no structure, there's nobody forcing the treaties, there's nobody having a diplomatic relationship. See, I'm a jurist. You can't speak that. See, when that happens, you are misrepresenting Noble Drew Ali, because that makes you a fraud. See, you are trying to say what Noble Drew Ali is, and you weren't even born then. So you are committing a fraud on the people, because you're taking him and you are propagating his function, his status, his office status. I'm not going to let you do that to Noble Drew Ali. See, I'm going to tell the truth about Noble Drew Ali, then cut you with a razor like a knife, because I love you. Tell you the truth about what's written in history. Go back and look. Not what somebody stares now and tell me out their face. Noble Drew Ali went to the Pan Am Union.
Prove it.
I'm a jurist. I've been hired. You go back ancient in the 18th century. When you only got invited to a convention because you're the head of a state or a nation. And you were sent there through an invitation. So in order to have an invitation, you have to make a proclamation to be known that you are a government body and that you want to speak, you want to be a part of that for unity. That's called alliance. Conventions. The Moorish flag already has sovereignty. All we have to do is come under that sovereignty as provincial government. Who taught that? Let me know the year, time, and date, and month when that was taught. It wasn't. So let's not come on here like Tamara said and throw knives and swing a razor. Why are you trying to cut your Moors brothers and sisters? That's what you're doing when you do this. You pulling out a razor or a knife or a gun and you shooting, you cutting, and you stabbing your Moors brothers and sisters.
Big facts.
I don't have no more to say. You ain't even saying that, Professor.
Big facts. Wake up, Moors.
Joe Ali said, we're part and parcel of this said government and must live the life accordingly. Joe Ali said, I'm coming to bring my people back into the constitutional fold of government. Back means, I deal with language, that you were once part. There's no documentary evidence
None.
that Moors were citizens of the United States.
Big facts.
And there is documentary evidence that Morocco entered into a treaty with the United States in June 1786, ratified in 1787. 9 months before the United States Constitutional Convention,
Nina.
Muhammad ibn Abdullah signed the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. 9 months. Let's look at it. The Treaty of Peace and Friendship between His Imperial Majesty, Emperor of Morocco, and the United States. Let's stop there. Bring my people back into the constitutional fold of government. Huh? 9 months before the United States Constitutional Convention, already had the treaty. Back into the constitutional fold of government. All right. Our authority. What number is that, Tamara? On the back of what? On the back of the questionnaire. 805 IRCS. Our authority. That is what? The Illinois, Cook County. Cook County is a creature of Illinois. A body of people, right? Had to get a certain population. They petitioned an articles of incorporation to establish a corporate structure called Cook County. Illinois created Cook County. So Noble Ali deposited an instrument into a foreign power, a creature of Illinois, Cook County. Our authority. You're saying that, come on, sheiks, hear me out. Grand governors, hear me out. You're saying that your authority to exist, your authority to help your people, your authority to be in a building called the Moorish-Americans Temple, to stand in front of your people. You're saying that you're claiming that your authority to even speak in a building called the Moorish-Americans Temple to your people is derived from a foreign power, Cook County deposited. You have waived more sovereignty. You relinquished, come on, grand sheiks, grand governors. You relinquished more sovereignty. You claim that your authority to exist, to breathe, comes from a foreign power.
Talk to me.
Talk to me.
Talk to me.
I'll lay my life down. Hear me out, grand sheiks and grand governors. For my people.
For my people.
Challenge you, grand sheiks.
Challenge you.
Governors.
All of you.
Talk to me.
Talk to me. Enough said.